Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This week we are in the beautiful Caprivi region of Namibia, making our way to Ngepi Camp just outside of the town of Divundu. On our way there, we were even greeted by a big herd of elephant grazing next to the road and enjoying the day. If you are coming from Rundu's side, it is about 220 kilometers drive, while if you are making your way up from Katima-Mililu's side, it is just under 330 kilometers drive. We drove from Katima-Mililu's side, and as we got closer and closer to Divundu, we passed through the police checkpoint and crossed the bridge over the Kavango river to reach the town itself. The town of Divundu has 2 fuel stations as well as a few other shops where you can shop and a big metro store where you can stock up on the basic essentials and food supplies. We had a quick stop to refuel the cars before making our way to the campsite itself. Ngepi is about 16 kilometers outside of town, with the first 11 kilometers being a tar road and the last 5 kilometers a sandy gravel track. It is a nice scenic drive that snakes all along the river, and soon you'll see the signpost where you turn off the tar road and turn onto the sandy gravel track. And from this point onward you just follow the track to the camp itself. All along the track there are signposts with some tongue-in-cheek messages, and some of them will tell you which side to drive if you are driving in a 4x2 vehicle. Soon we reached the entrance to the camp itself, and we kept on following the road through the bushes, making our way to reception. At the reception area we checked in for our stay. It's also here where you can find out a bit more about all the various activities that the camp has to offer, as well as pick up the firewood if you have to buy some firewood, and there's also a curio shop where you can buy a souvenir. And from there it was a short drive to the campsite itself, but there were signposts scattered all along the tracks to ensure that you find your correct campsite. Ngepi Camp truly has a lot of campsites, and basically you would book either a riverside campsite, as we had this stay, or inland campsites. The riverside campsite truly has some remarkable views over the river. We found our campsites and pitched up camp before settling in for our stay. The campsites all have a grass terrain where you can pitch your tent on and operate on for your stay. Just note that you can't park your car or your trailer on the grass, that has to be on the sand next to the grass area. One of the campsites we had, we could fit 2 cars and a camping trailer on, but I would recommend that you book a site for each car and camping trailer you have to ensure that it doesn't get crowded. The inland campsites are all nestled between some trees, and once again you have a grass area to camp on. There are generally quite a lot of trees throughout the camp, and you have a good shade covering throughout the day. Some of the campsites are equipped with a wash basin, but all of them have access to 3-point electrical outlets, a dustbin, and a cement fireplace on the ground. The fireplaces vary from site to site. The toilets and shower areas of Ngepi is a sight in itself. Each of them has a open air natural feel to it, and each one has its own theme that it's based on. You can truly almost take a toilet tour and walk and go look at all the different toilets and showers on the camp. It is truly something special to see, and it is special to shower in this beautiful natural environment. The toilets are all flush toilets, and the showers all have hot water, some of them from solar geysers and some of them from a donkey. Just note that all the toilet areas are different, and that will depend on where you camp within the camp itself. And throughout the camp there are footpaths and boardwalks where you can walk on to make your way either to or from your campsite and the main reception and bar area. And next to the path you can see these open air tree houses that you can book to sleep in as well. And as you walk back through the trees on the footpath, you will get to the restaurant and bar area. The bar is in the same building as the reception area, and there's a lot of place to sit around it and just relax. This is a great place to have a nice refreshing drink and unwind. Next to the bar area, you will find 3 viewing decks where you can just sit down, relax and gaze out over the beautiful river in front of you. While 2 of them are more for just sitting and relaxing, the 3rd deck is the dining area where you can come sit and have a nice cooked meal. It's always enjoyable sitting here and having a good lunch while looking out over the river, trying to spot some wildlife coming down for a drink. And talking of the river, there is also a swimming area in the river itself. It is a big metal cage submerged underwater where you can come and take a dip in. And as the sun starts to set, they light a nice big fire next to the bar area. The camp has a nice tropical holiday resort feel to it and is quite laid back. You can also see that in the various signposts scattered throughout the camp. But we made our way back to the campsite where we just sat down next to the river, looking out over the beautiful view and spotting some of the animals that came down to drink. We even saw some of the locals fishing in their makoro. And later the night we had a nice braai. The next morning I was up nice and early and witnessed a breathtaking sunrise. We booked a boat trip for today. We wanted to be on the water and see if we can catch some nice tigerfish. You can book fishing trips, sunset cruises and makoro trips from the campsite itself. I always enjoy spending time on the river. The views are always spectacular and it's always a great experience. On this trip we didn't catch any fish, but on previous visits we were quite lucky and had a few good catches. This is always a nice outing and the tigerfish always put up a nice fight. Back at camp it was time for brunch, so we baked some bread, fried up some bacon and eggs and had a great meal. Another thing you can do while visiting these parts of the world is to explore some of the national parks or game reserves in the area. It's always awesome driving around, spotting some wildlife and just generally being in nature and experiencing all the glory it has. Another day trip you can do is to go visit the Popa Falls in the area, but we decided to keep on driving through the game reserves and just spot some incredible wildlife. And as we got back to camp, we just had a lazy day of sitting around and enjoying our last few moments at Ngepi Camp. This truly is a great place to come and just sit back and relax for a few days. And as the sun was starting to set, we once again got the fires going and had a great braai. And too soon it was time to head to our next adventure. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our newest video releases. And as always, happy camping until next time.